Thank you for stopping by my channel. Make sure you subscribe, click that bell, double click it so you get notifications on all, and while you're at it, make sure your phone has notifications turned on. Hi beauties, it's Jean Piersanti with Beauty and the Stamper. Welcome. It's Technique Tuesday, and today's technique we're going to be doing Joseph's coat. It's going to be so much fun. So let's go ahead and get started. If you want to purchase any products in today's tutorial, you can go to jeanpiersanti.stampinup.net. If you want to download the tutorial and have it printed, go to beautyandthestamper.com and you'll find it there. Of course, July's host code, we're still in time for July. You can use that to be in our online bingo class in August. So all you need to do is be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber or purchase at least $50 minimum order in July. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll just flip this guy right over. And what we're going to be using is I got my inspiration off of these gems. They're blue adhesive back gems. They're going to be in the new catalog, and they are so pretty. I don't know if you can see. Look at that. I just love it. So I want to recreate that in a card. So we're going to be using Night of Navy, some Balmy Blue, and then some Whisper White. And again, all of these measurements will be in my tutorial. I also have some ink colors. We're going to be using the same. I've also added Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay. So let's get started. The stamp set I'm going to be using is called Beautiful World. It's just gorgeous. This was my July online class, and we made some beautiful cards. I will put them on my Instagram so you can see that, and I'll put that link down below as well. All right, here we go. The base, as always, we're just going to fold that right in half, burnish that down with our bone folder, and set that to the side. Same thing with the Balmy Blue piece, and we're going to be working with these white pieces. I'm going to use Life's a Beautiful Journey. We are going to put that in the Night of Navy color here. So we're just going to ink that up and stamp that. I'm going to stamp it right over here because I am going to want to leave. There we go. It's so dark. That Night of Navy is really dark, and it'll work magic on this card as well. So I'm going to move this off to the side, let that dry, and we're going to work with this guy. So I'm going to take my lightest color, which is Balmy Blue, and you can use either a sponge dauber, or you can use a sponge like this, or you can use just a nice brush, which is what I'm going to use. And again, I'm starting with the lighter color. So I'm going to stick that in there, and I'm just going to move it around a little bit here. We're just adding some of this blue in just different spots, and don't worry if it's not all perfect. It does not need to be. Okay, we're going to move on to the next color, and the next color I'm going to put on is Coastal Cabana, because again I'm working from light to dark. And then that allows me, I'm just going to get a little bit of that ink off, that allows me to move from color to color without really changing that up and getting your next color all muddled. You can see those colors, they're working so well together, and they can override each other, overlap each other. And this is an embossing technique, so we're going to be using some clear embossing as well. Oh, this looks so pretty. And we're just moving that around. And now I'm going to go to the Bermuda Bay, which is the darkest of the colors. Other than that Night of Navy, right? So we're going to put that in there. And look at this. Oh my goodness. So pretty. Now, if you wanted to use other colors, I'm just using colors that are going to work well together, but you could use other colors. You could use a yellow in there. You could use some orange or red, whatever you choose to do. But I want my card to be kind of monochromatic, but still using that Joseph's coat technique. And I think I'm going to go back with a little bit more balmy blue. I could throw in some other colors as well, but I think I'm just going to stick with that. And this time, I don't want to go back to the light, so I'm going to use this little guy here, the sponge dauber. And you'll see we're going to get some of that balmy blue and put that in there. And just color any of those pieces that have white, just get that all out of there. You know, I said balmy blue, and then I picked up pool party. So I'm going to add pool party in there as well. I'm going to get this out, and we're going to go with the balmy blue. I was not paying attention there. There we go. I was wondering where that blue was going. Again, don't worry about it overlapping. If you see any pieces that have a little bit of white, go ahead and get in there as well. So we've got all these beautiful colors working together. And I think we are about good. I think that's good. I think this is your longest part, is doing that. You want to make sure that it is very dry. So I'm going to take my heat tool here, and we're going to just make sure that it's really dry before I go anywhere else with this. I think your water-based dye is going to work the best as far as the ink. But now I'm going to just put the embossing buddy here. And this is going to help me to not have any oily spots and pick up the... it'll release the embossing powder is what it's going to do. So wherever there's not Versamark, that's where we will... hit that. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm grabbing a large block. This is the E block, and that is because I want to put multiple stamps on there. And so I'm going to go ahead and just put them in different areas. Where's that little guy? There we go. All right, so I have multiple stamps on here, but I'm going to use it as one stamp, and you'll see. So I'm going to ink that all up with that Versamark, get it good and inked up and juicy. And we're going to put this right here, just like that. And you can't see it, but I can. I'm going to take this globe and I'm going to turn it the other way. And I'm going to ink this back up again. And now we're going to go on this side. There we go. Now, if there's any more areas that you would like to fill in, this is where you would do that. But I think we are okay. Got a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere. So now I'm going to take a coffee filter and I'm going to put it right under here because I want to put the clear embossing powder on there. So I'm going to take my clear embossing powder and we're going to just cover that card with embossing powder, and don't worry, it looks like I'm using it all, but I'm not. We're going to move this around, and now I don't know if you can see or not, but it is. See that? So nice. And I'm just blowing off a little bit there, and then I can take this and pour that all right back in here. And this is where you see none of that has gone to waste. It's all back full again. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. Make sure there's no embossing powder on it. And then we're going to bring back our piece and our heat tool. And we're going to go ahead and run this. And we're melting that clear embossing powder. And you'll see it melt. It'll get a little bit darker. Isn't that beautiful? Let me see if I can bring this up for you. Look at that melt, so pretty. And again, you can use so many colors, so it doesn't have to be all monochromatic. It could be any color of the rainbow. I would choose colors that look good together, that aren't going to make a brown. Other than that, I would use anything. And you could even use those ones that are going to make a brown if it's for like a fall card. Look at that. Okay, so now we've got all of that done. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take that dauber again. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use the dauber on this one. I'm going to go ahead and go back with the brush here. And we're going to stick that in the Night of Navy. And we're going to run that through. And as we put that Night of Navy down, oh my goodness, you'll see those colors will resist where the clear embossing powder is, and those other colors are stuck in there. They're already sealed in there. So we just keep on moving this around. And look at how pretty this is. You see that leaf is coming out, the little inkwell. It's so pretty. And you can use any darker color. You can use early espresso. You can even use a basic black if you wanted to. I like the Night of Navy because it really makes me think of traveling, like nautical and just the earth in general. So keep on doing this, and then we will build that card and get that all nice. I'm loving playing with these different techniques, and I'll tell you what, your arm gets a little workout on this technique for sure. And you get that as dark or as light as you want. I kind of like that it has a little bit of light pieces here and there. So I'm not going to do too much. But you'll see in just a moment, I will rub some cloth across this, and it is just going to be gorgeous. Because all that area that is clear embossed, you're going to be able to see that because the ink doesn't stick to the, to the embossing powder. So you could see right through there. And then if I just take this or a sheet and look at this pop out, do you see that? Oh my gosh! Look at this. This is the fun part. Just getting rid of all of that. See that? How much fun is this? Super pretty. All right, so now we can build our card, and that is your technique. And let's go ahead and finish this card up. So I'm going to take this. Now I want to have this flagged. So I have my triple flag punch, my banner pick-a-punch, but this is cut at 1.5, and this goes up to 1. So I'm not going to be able to do it. So I have to revert back to the old technique of just doing it with scissors. So I'm going to cut right down the middle here, and then cut on this side, and then cut on this side. Not as perfect as the punch, but still good enough. I'm cleaning it up here a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're going to pop this out. We've got our base, which is Night of Navy, and then we've got this balmy blue. So I'm going to take this guy. We're going to put this right on here. Now I did a very, very thin layer here, which is like 1/8 of an inch, or maybe actually a 1/16 of an inch border. So there we go. And then I'm going to take my dimensionals, and we're going to put some dimensionals on here. And we're going to pop these guys up. And I'm going to put enough on here because we do want this to go through the mail nicely. And then let me show you another one of the techniques that I've shown on my class. I leave this side, and then I kind of very gently go like this. And you see how that gives a curve? And then the other way, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to just flip it the other way. And then look at this beautiful banner that we get. All right, I've got my take your pick tool so we can get these off. I love it. I found it. I had it lost a second time after I bought a new one. I'm telling you, this is my favorite tool, so it gets lost easily because I'm always moving it from room to room. It always gets borrowed from here and there, so. All right, now I've got another 1/16 of an inch border again right here. There we go. So it gives you a little bit of a bend, and we're going to have to put a white on the inside. But for right now, we're just going to put these guys down. And the first thing I'm going to do is give this guy right on the edge here. Let's see, where do I want this? I think I like it right there. So we've got that. Isn't that pretty? And now we're going to go with the blue backed adhesives. Again, these are going to be available on August 4th. Everything else is available right now. But I want these to show up, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put one right in the middle, and then I'll put one on either side. Oh, so pretty. And there is my card. I hope you like it. If you do, please give me a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and go to beautyandthestamper.com. Again, this is the Joseph's Coat technique with embossing. All right, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.